the world's great novels. The National Broadcasting Company presents the first in a two-part version of Henry James' finest novel in an American setting, Washington Square. Another in our series of books that live, the world's great novels.
In 1895, there lived in a handsome, modern house in historic Washington Square the distinguished physician, Dr. Austin Sloper, his widowed elder sister, Lavinia, and his only child, Catherine Sloper. Dr. Sloper was a widower, having lost his beautiful and very brilliant wife a week after Catherine was born. As the years passed, Dr. Sloper felt that the laws of compensation had treated him harshly, perhaps ironically, for in leaving him, his wife had presented him with a child utterly lacking in the qualities he had so admired in her. Uptown lived Dr. Sloper's younger sister, Mrs. Almond, married to a prosperous merchant and mother of a large family. As the story opens, a party given by the Almonds to celebrate the engagement of their daughter is just ending. Dr. Sloper had managed to look in between his professional calls, and now he stands with Mrs. Almond, Elizabeth, watching his handsomely dressed daughter whirl about on the dance floor.
That ends the dancing. I told Catherine you would be here. Oh, here she comes. Catherine, your father has come to take you home.
Ah, is it possible that this magnificent young woman is my child?
I'm not magnificent, Father.
You are sumptuous, opulent, expensive. You look as if you had $80,000 a year.
Well, so long as I haven't...
So long as you haven't, you shouldn't look as if you had. Have you enjoyed the party?
I'm rather tired.
The carriage is outside, and your Aunt Lavinia has already taken her tender leave and is waiting. Lavinia, my dear sister, who was that man? The very handsome young man who was making love to you.
Oh, my good brother.
He seemed uncommonly tender. Whenever I looked at you, he had the most devoted air.
The devotion was not for me. It was for Catherine. He talked only of her.
Oh, Aunt Lavinia.
Ah, then he's in love with this regal creature next to me.
Oh, Father.
I don't know if it's that, but he did admire her dress.
Ah, you see, he thinks you have $80,000 a year.
Don't believe it, Catherine. He is too refined.
He must be tremendously refined not to think of $80,000 a year.
Well, he is.
Ah, so you too, Catherine, have been exposed to the charms of the tremendously refined young man?
He danced with me.
What is the charmer's name, Lavinia?
I didn't catch it, and I didn't like to ask him. Catherine, dear, what was the gentleman's name?
I don't know, Aunt Lavinia. I don't know.
Dr. Sloper learned the name of the very refined young man 4 days later from his sister Lavinia. This romantic and sentimental widow had come to stay with Dr. Sloper when Catherine was 10. Lavinia had a passion for little secrets and would have liked to have had a lover and to have corresponded with him under an assumed name in letters left at a shop. Lacking a mysterious lover herself, she's now extremely interested in the young man who has just called on Catherine, and so she makes the most of him.
He has just been, Austin. It's such a pity you missed him.
Whom in the world have I missed, Lavinia?
Mr. Morris Townsend. He's made us such a delightful visit.
Aunt Lavinia means the gentleman whose name I couldn't remember the other night.
The gentleman at Elizabeth's party who was so struck with Catherine.
Oh, yes, struck with her expensive red dress. Did you invite him to call, Catherine?
No, Father.
Then it was you, Lavinia. Or is Mr. Townsend the type who calls without the formality of an invitation?
Oh, no, he's too refined for that. I did suggest he might pay us a visit, since he's somewhat of a stranger in New York.
So his name is Morris Townsend, is he? And did he come here to propose to Catherine?
Oh, Father,
I hope he won't do that without your permission, dear brother.
Is that quite necessary? After all, my dear Lavinia, he seems to have yours.
Really, Austin.
The next time Mr. Townsend comes, you'd better call me. He might like to see me.
But the next time he called, Dr. Sloper was not at home. Lavinia made sure that Catherine understood that Mr. Townsend had come a-courting, and insisted the distraught girl receive Morris alone.
Now, I'm afraid I've talked too much about myself. Tell me about yourself, Miss Sloper. Give me a little sketch.
There's so little to tell, really. And I have no talent for sketching, Mr. Townsend.
Oh, I didn't mean to be taken literally. Do you like music?
Yes. I play the piano a little.
Ah, music. Music, Miss Sloper, is the greatest pleasure in life. I've heard them all the great singers, when I was in Paris and London. How about literature? Do you like to read?
I'm not very fond of reading. I find it hard to finish books.
Books are tiresome, really, but the trouble is you have to read so many before you find it out. The trouble is they're not at all like the things the author describes. The great thing is to see for yourself. I've always tried to see things for myself.
When I was a child, I had a secret desire to be an actress.
Oh, no, Catherine, not you. I've seen them all the great actors in the best theaters in Paris and in London. But they were just like the authors. They always exaggerated. I like everything to be natural. That's why I like you so much. You're so natural. You see, I'm natural myself. Indeed, I'm completely natural.
Ah, thank you. It is a dutiful daughter who opens the front door for her father. Or were you waiting impatiently to tell me something?
Mr. Morris Townsend was here today, Father. He left before you got home. I've been waiting to tell you.
Well, now, don't run away after having announced the joyful tidings. Did the charming Mr. Townsend propose to my dear child today? My poor child is not clever at repartee. I offer her the chance to make a brilliant sally, and she giggles.
Perhaps Mr. Townsend will state his intentions next time, Father.
Oh. Then perhaps it is time I found out something about Mr. Townsend.
Austin, our sister Lavinia has already been to ask me about Mr. Townsend. Why, I don't know. She's very peculiar, that Lavinia. She didn't want me to tell you that she has asked about the man.
Lavinia has a passion for little secrets and mysteries. What did you tell her about Mr. Townsend?
Well, there's a vague story that he has been wild.
Oh.
I know his sister, Mrs. Montgomery. She's a widow with a little property and 5 children to support. She lives in 2nd Avenue.
What does Mrs. Montgomery say about him?
That he has talent by which he could distinguish himself.
Only he's lazy, eh?
She doesn't say so.
That's family pride. What is his profession?
He hasn't got any. He is looking for something.
What's his age?
Oh, I suppose upwards of 30. I was told he inherited a small property and spent it in a few years. Traveled all over the world, lived abroad, amused himself. He has lately come back to America with the intention, I was told, of beginning life in earnest.
Can he be earnest about Catherine?
Austin, it seems to me you have never done Catherine justice. You must remember she has the prospect of $30,000 a year.
I see at least you appreciate her merits.
I don't mean that as her only merit, but simply that it is a great one. Many young men think so. Yet you've always had a little way, Austin, of alluding to her as an unmarriageable girl.
How many suitors has Catherine had, Elizabeth, with all her financial expectations? How much attention has she ever received? No, Catherine is not unmarriageable, but she is absolutely unattractive.
Catherine does very well. The reason she has received so little attention is that she seems to all the young men to be much older than they. She's so large and she dresses so formidably they're rather afraid of her. And again, they marry so young, before 25, at the age of innocence and sincerity, before the age of calculation. If they only waited a little, Catherine would fare better.
As a calculation? Thank you very much.
Wait till some intelligent man of 40 comes along. He will be delighted with Catherine.
Oh, Mr. Townsend is not old enough then. His motives may be pure, eh?
It is very possible they are. I should be very sorry to take the contrary for granted.
Elizabeth, what are his present means of subsistence?
I have no idea. He lives, as I say, with his sister.
A widow with 5 children. Do you mean he lives off her?
Had you not better ask Mrs. Montgomery herself?
Perhaps I may come to that. I'll take a note of the address. 2nd Avenue, I believe you said.
Yes.
Well, my dear sister, I am going to give the young man the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to look him over.
You should. When is it to be?
I told Lavinia the next time he came to ask him to dinner on Wednesday. That's why I called to invite you and your family to be with us.
Oh, nice.
I shall study Mr. Townsend while he's at the table. You know, I can get a good insight of a man's character by the manner in which he behaves at dinner.
Morris Townsend was too intelligent not to realize that though a number of other guests were present, he was the real occasion for the dinner, and he put forth a remarkable effort to make a good impression, especially on the analytical Dr. Sloper. Dinner is over. Dr. Sloper is talking to his younger sister Elizabeth, while in another part of the room, Catherine and Morris at last see each other alone.
Your father doesn't like me. Doesn't like me at all.
I don't see how you know so soon.
I feel. I'm very quick to feel.
Perhaps you're mistaken.
Well, you ask him and you'll see.
I would rather not ask him if there's any danger of his saying what you think.
It wouldn't give you any pleasure to contradict him?
I never contradict my father.
Will you hear me abused without opening your lips in my defense?
My father won't abuse you. I shall never mention you to him.
Oh, that's very well, but it isn't quite what I should have liked you to say. I should have liked you to say, if Father doesn't like you, what does it matter?
Ah, but it would matter. I couldn't say that.
Well, then, I must not give up the hope of bringing him around.
Elsewhere in the room, Dr. Sloper and his sister Elizabeth are in close talk.
Well, Austin, what do you think of him?
He has ability, Elizabeth. Decided ability. He has a good head, if he chooses to use it. And he's uncommonly well turned out, quite the sort of figure that pleases the ladies. But I don't think I like him.
Lavinia tells me Catherine is in love with him.
She must get over it. He's not a gentleman. Oh, he is extremely ingratiating, but it's a vulgar nature. I saw through him in a minute. He's altogether too familiar. I hate familiarity.
What do you intend to do?
Do? Why, nothing. He's cunning enough to realize I dislike him, that I see through him, and that may discourage him from trying to reach his goal. If he nevertheless continues to find Catherine attractive, then I'll know he's reached the age of cold calculation.
2 weeks have passed since Dr. Sloper was told by his sister Elizabeth that Lavinia thinks Catherine is in love with Morris Townsend. Because of a feeling that Dr. Sloper does not like Morris, Catherine has not mentioned his name once, but her more than usual quietness has not gone unnoticed. The doctor suspects Morris Townsend to be the reason for this, and never given to indirectness, he has summoned his sister.
Lavinia, will you be so good as to let me know what's going on in the house?
Going on, Austin? I'm sure I don't know. I believe that last night the old gray cat had kittens.
At her age, the idea is startling, almost shocking. Be so good as to see that they are all drowned.
Oh,
But what else has happened?
oh, the dear little kittens. I wouldn't have them drowned for the world.
Lavinia, your sympathy for kittens arises from a feline element in your own character.
Cats are very graceful and very clean.
And very stealthy. You are the embodiment, Lavinia, both of grace and of neatness. But you are wanting in frankness.
You certainly are not, my dear brother.
I don't pretend to be graceful, though I try to be neat. Lavinia, why haven't you let me know that Mr. Morris Townsend's coming to the house 4 times a week?
4 times a week?
5 times, if you prefer. I am away all day, but when such things happen, you should let me know.
Austin, dear, I am incapable of betraying a confidence.
Has Catherine made you take a vow of eternal secrecy?
By no means. Catherine has not told me as much as she might.
Is it the young man, then, who has made you his confidant?
I take a great deal of interest in Mr. Townsend. I won't conceal it.
What is the source of your interest in Mr. Townsend?
His misfortunes, Austin.
Oh, that, of course, is always interesting. Are you at liberty to mention a few of Mr. Townsend's misfortunes?
He has entrusted me with his whole history. I can't repeat it. He will tell it to you, I'm sure, if he thought you would listen kindly.
I shall request him very kindly, then, to leave Catherine alone.
Ah, but Catherine has probably said something to him kinder than that.
Said that she loved him? Is that what you mean?
As I tell you, Austin, she does not confide in me.
You do have an opinion, I see, all the same. It's that I ask of you. What is your opinion?
I think Catherine is very happy. That is all I can say.
Because Townsend wants to marry her? Do you think him sincere?
Deeply sincere. He has said to me the most appreciative, the most charming things about her. He will say them to you if he was sure you would listen. Gently.
I doubt whether I can undertake it. He seems to require a great deal of gentleness. Come now, Lavinia. You haven't told me about his misfortunes.
It's a long story, and I regard it as a sacred trust. He has been wild. He frankly confesses it. but he has paid for it.
That's what has impoverished him, eh?
Oh, Austin, he's looking for a position most earnestly.
Precisely. And he is looking for it. Here, in our front parlor. The position of husband of a weak-minded woman with a large fortune would suit him to perfection.
My dear brother, if you regard Catherine as a weak-minded woman, you are particularly mistaken. Most particularly.
As was the custom, the family in Washington Square, that is, Dr. Sloper, Catherine, and Lavinia, spent Sunday evenings receiving Sister Elizabeth and her family. On this particular Sunday, Dr. Sloper, having been called away, returns to find Morris Townsend has arrived in his absence and is seated on the couch talking to Catherine. Watching his opportunity, and the first time Morris is alone, Dr. Sloper decides to know him better.
I am told, Mr. Townsend, that you are looking for a position.
Oh, that sounds too fine. I should like some quiet work, something to turn an honest penny.
What sort of things should you prefer?
Do you mean what am I fit for? Very little, I'm afraid. I have nothing but my good right arm, as they say in melodramas.
You are too modest. You also have your subtle brain. What I see of you tells me you are extremely intelligent.
When you say that, I hardly know what to answer. Were you kindly intending to propose something to my advantage?
I have no particular proposal to make, but it occurred to me to let you know I have you in my mind. Sometimes one hears of opportunities. For instance, should you object to leaving New York, to going a distance?
I'm afraid I couldn't manage that, Dr. Sloper. I must seek my fortune here or nowhere. You see, I have ties, responsibilities. A sister, a widow from whom I've been separated a long time and to whom I'm almost everything. She rather depends on me.
Ah, family feeling is very proper. I think I've heard of your sister.
It's possible, but I rather doubt it. She lives so very quietly.
As quietly you mean as the Lady May, who has several small children.
Ah, my little nephews. That's the very point. I'm helping to bring them up. I give them lessons.
That's very proper, as I say, but it's hardly a career.
Oh, you're right. It won't make my fortune.
You must not be too bent on a fortune. But I assure you I will keep you in mind. I won't lose sight of you.
If my situation becomes desperate, Dr. Sloper, I shall perhaps take the liberty of reminding you about it. Catherine, will you meet me somewhere tomorrow or the next day?
Meet you?
I have something particular to say to you. Very particular.
Can't you come to the house?
I can't enter your doors again.
Oh, Mr. Townsend.
I can't. In self-respect, your father has insulted me.
Insulted you?
He has taunted me with my poverty.
Oh, you're mistaken. You misunderstood.
He laughed at me for having no position.
I'm sure he means to be kind. You must not be too proud.
I'll be proud only of you. Will you meet me out in Washington Square in the afternoon? It's quiet there. No one need see us. Toward dusk.
It is you who are unkind. It is you who laugh when you say such things as that.
My dear
You
girl.
know how little there is in me to be proud of. I'm ugly and stupid.
Catherine, dearest, no.
I'm not even brave.
Well, then, if you're afraid, what shall we do?
You must come to the house. I'm not afraid of that.
Catherine received Morris Townsend the next day on the ground she had chosen, amid the chaste upholstery of the drawing room. That Morris had something particular, very particular to say is evident, as now, 2 hours after he has left, Catherine, her heart beating fast, stands before her father.
Father, I have something to say to you.
I shall be very happy to hear it, my dear.
I am engaged to be married.
You do right to tell me. And who is the happy mortal you have honored with your choice?
Mr. Morris Townsend.
The young man, the happy lover, generally tells the father first.
He wanted to tell you first, but I persuaded him to let me do it. He means to tell you tomorrow.
Why do you speak for him now?
I'm afraid you do not like Mr. Townsend.
You're quite right. I don't like him.
Dear Father, you don't know him.
I have my impression of him. That is enough.
I have a right to know the reasons for your dislike.
Very well, then. Without accusing Mr. Townsend of being in love only with your fortune, there is every reason to suppose that these good prospects have entered into his calculations more largely than a solicitude for your happiness strictly requires. The principal thing we know about him is that he has led a life of dissipation and has spent a fortune of his own in doing so.
That is not the principal thing we know about him. There are other things, many other things.
Oh?
He has high abilities, Father. He wants so much to do something. He's kind and generous and true. And his fortune that he spent, it was very small.
All the more reason he shouldn't have spent it. Catherine, you won't think me cruel.
No, dear Father, because if you knew how I feel, and you must know, you who know everything, you'd be so kind, so gentle.
Yes, I think I know how you feel.
And you will see Mr. Townsend tomorrow?
Yes, of course. I'll wait for him to come. But, Catherine, for the present, be so good as to mention to no one that you're engaged.
And you will be kind and gentle when you see him tomorrow, won't you, Father?
Yes, I'll be very kind. When he comes tomorrow, send him to the study so we can talk alone. And I will be gentle. Mr. Townsend, did you really expect I would say I was delighted at your engagement and throw my daughter into your arms?
No, I had an idea you didn't like me.
Indeed. What gave you the idea?
The fact I am poor.
Oh, that has a harsh sound. But it is about the truth. Speaking of you as a son-in-law. Your absence of means or of prospects places you in a category from which it would be imprudent for me to select a husband for my daughter who is a weak-minded woman with a large fortune. In any other capacity, I'm perfectly prepared to like you. As a son-in-law, I abominate you.
I don't think Miss Sloper a weak woman.
Of course, you must defend her. It's the least you can do. But I have known my child 20 years, and you have known her 6 weeks. Even if she were not weak, you are still penniless.
Yes, that's my weakness. Therefore, you mean I'm mercenary. I only want her money.
I don't say that. I say simply that you belong to the wrong category.
But your daughter doesn't marry a category. She marries an individual. An individual whom she is so good as to say she loves.
One who offers so little in return.
Is it possible to offer more than a most tender affection and a lifelong devotion?
It is possible to offer a few other things of a more material nature. Not only is it possible, but it's usual.
Don't you care a little to gratify your daughter? Do you enjoy the idea of making her miserable?
She may as well be miserable in that way as in the other with a penniless husband.
You are not polite, sir.
You push me to it. You argue too much.
I have a great deal at stake.
Well, whatever it is, you've lost it.
Are you sure of that? Are you sure your daughter will give me up?
I'm not sure, but I shall strongly recommend it. And as I have a great fund of respect and affection in my daughter's mind to draw upon, and as she has the sentiment of duty developed in a very high degree, I think it extremely possible.
I, too, have a fund of affection to draw upon.
Do you mean to defy me?
Call it what you please, sir. I mean not to give your daughter up. I don't think she will give me up.
Austin, do you honestly believe Catherine will give up Mr. Townsend?
I count on it, Elizabeth. She has such an admiration for her father.
Oh, we all know about that. But it only makes me pity her the more. Isn't there a chance you might be wrong about Mr. Townsend?
About his material resources?
Oh, no, he is poor. We all know that. I mean about his motives.
My dear sister, I have spent my life in estimating people. And in 19 cases out of 20, I have been right. But to make doubly sure of my judgment in this case, I have arranged to have a talk with his sister, Mrs. Montgomery, tomorrow. But you must understand my situation, Mrs. Montgomery, my state of mind. Your brother wishes to marry my daughter, and I wish to find out what sort of young man he is.
It is difficult to talk about one's brother.
Not if you're fond of him, and have something good to say.
Yes, even then. When a good deal depends upon it.
Nothing depends upon it, for you.
I mean for Miss Sloper.
Ah, exactly, that's the point. My poor little girl is the best creature in the world. She is so soft, so simple-minded. She would be an easy victim, and a bad husband would have remarkable facilities for making her miserable, for she would have neither the intelligence nor the resolution to get the better of him. I'm sure if you were to see Catherine, you'd feel sorry for her. I see you're interested.
I have been, since he told me of the engagement.
Mrs. Montgomery, my daughter has an estate of $10,000 in her own right. And should she marry the husband I approve, she stands to inherit another $20,000 at my death.
And if Morris should marry her?
He would become master of $10,000 only. I should leave my own fortune to public institutions.
Does Morris know this?
I shall be most happy to inform him.
What makes you dislike Morris so much?
I dislike him exclusively as a son-in-law, as the caretaker of my only child, who is singularly ill-adapted to take care of herself. You are at liberty to contradict me, but your brother strikes me as selfish and shallow.
I wonder you've discovered he is selfish.
The type to which your brother belongs was made to be the ruin of you women. The type insists that someone else shall suffer for them, and women do that sort of thing, as you must know, wonderfully well. You have suffered immensely for your brother, haven't you?
I don't know how you found that out.
Kindly answer my question. Don't you give your brother money?
Yes, I have given him money.
And you've not had much to give.
If you ask for a confession of poverty, it's easily made. I am very poor.
And your family is numerous.
I have 5 children, and I'm happy to say I can bring them up decently.
Your brother can count.
Count? What do you mean?
He knows there are 5 and that you have very little money.
I have often told him so.
I have ascertained what I suspected. Your brother lives off you.
I have never complained.
Mrs. Montgomery, as a moral satisfaction, there's something I should like to hear you say. I should like to hear you say, my brother Morris is abominably selfish.
You distress me, sir. He is, after all, my brother. His talents...
His talents are first rate. I'm sorry. I regret having so distressed you. But it's all for my poor Catherine. You must know her and you'll understand.
I should like to know your daughter. Yes. Dr. Sloper, don't let her marry him.
Thus ends the first episode in a 2-part adaptation of Washington Square by Henry James, brought to you by the NBC University of the Air as one of the world's great novels. Washington Square was adapted for radio by Joseph Cochran. Geraldine Kay was featured as Catherine, and Sherman Marks as Dr. Sloper. Morris Townsend was played by Ken Nordine, Lavinia by Hilda Graham, Mrs. Almond by Margaret Brayton, and Mrs. Montgomery by Fern Persons. Jonathan Hull was the narrator. The music was composed by Emil Soderstrom, and the orchestra was directed by Bernard Berquist. The entire production was under the direction of Homer Heck. Listen next week to the second episode of Washington Square by Henry James. And remember that your local public library invites you to make use of its many facilities. To add to your enjoyment of this series, we recommend the Handbook of the World's Great Novels, which you may obtain by sending 25 cents to World's Great Novels, Post Office Box 30, Station J, New York, 27, New York. That's Post Office Box 30, Station J, New York, 27. This is John Conrad, and this program came to you from Chicago and is a presentation of the National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated independent stations. Poor school conditions handicap our children and weaken our nation. With millions of additional children thronging our schools in the next few years, it is important that all of us take an active part in improving our schools and enlisting more teachers. You can help by joining your school board and civic groups. Give your time so that your children will have the best in education. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.